Hey everyone, if you're new to print on demand or want to create a design, a t-shirt design that's really easy to do, this is the video to watch because in this video I'm going to share with you 5 different typography style t-shirts. Just text, no graphics, super easy. I'm going to show you that these actually work and sell. So I'm going to go into flying research first and show you examples of these, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to build them in Affinity by Canva. I'm going to show you the fonts, what you need to do, the layout, and everything so that you can start your own with these 5 different ones. And I'll give you examples of what you can change the text to make it your own. So lots to see in this video. Let's get into flying research right now, and I'll show you the 5 that I'm going to pick. Alright, so here I am on flying research. This shows you the top sellers on Amazon Merch on Demand. I have it in the .com or the United States marketplace, and I can search by results, but this is just saying all of them. So that's why there's no search in here. These are the ones that are selling right now. And they update it daily or multiple times a day. So you can see Artemis is something that's happening right now, and so that's popular. And then we just finished Easter, so some Easter things are still in here because they've had sales and they got lower BSR. So it's ranking by low BSRs, and you can see some really low ones. And this is one that's just text. Of course, kind of. I wouldn't do that one exactly because I think this one is targeting basketball right now. But you can do something like that, and we'll do something like that. Here's some other ones that are just text. This one is just text. Look how low that BSR is right here, under 100,000, getting 73 sales per month, so multiple times a day. So I'm going to show you some of them. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to pick 5. I'm going to scroll down here and look for 5 that are just text. In fact, I have them right here. So first one is that one, the Jesus Loves You Bro. I think that's a really easy one to do. I know exactly what font they used, and I can show you how to do this in Affinity Designer. And this sells. Of course, I wouldn't use the same words, but we can use the same style and the same fonts. And I'm going to tell you exactly on this. You can see very low BSR, so things like this can sell. It doesn't mean you will get this many sales, but people are okay with buying t-shirts with this style, right? And of course it was near Easter, so that's kind of why you probably will want to do one for summer or for something else, Father's Day maybe. Here's another one. Very simple to do, text design. I'm going to show you the exact font that this is and how to lay this out in Affinity by Canva for free, by the way. So Affinity by Canva, absolutely free. You can go and download it and use it. And look how low this BSR is. Again, multiple sales a month here. Estimated sales for the last 30 days, almost a sale a day here. Here's another one that we can do, slightly more advanced because there's different sizes and colors. I'm going to show you how to do it. I don't have this exact font, but we can find something close. You don't need an exact font to match this. And here's another one. Again, don't have this exact font, but I can show you how to do something like this. A little more color, a little more difficult than the other ones, but not anything too hard. I can show you how to do this in Affinity by Canva. But again, people are buying things like this. Low BSR, right? Lots of sales during the month. And number 5, I saved this one right here, kind of like the Illinois one, but this one's Georgia. And again, I probably wouldn't target basketball in here, but you can do other countries or words in this style. I've seen other things in this style, whether the arch like this, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it for free in Affinity by Canva. Okay, so those are the 5. You can see they have sales. People buy things with these styles that we're going to try. So let's get into Affinity by Canva now, and I'll show you exactly how to do this. And you can follow along with your Affinity by Canva. All right, so here I am in Affinity by Canva. I'm in the vector space here. You can open up yours, create a new file, and then follow along. But I wanted to show you the whole thing, what we're going to go over today. So in my first artboard, let's go in here. We're going to go and show you how to do this. So this is the Jesus Loves You Bro. I'm using this font. It's called Edo SZ, and you can get it for 100% free at thefont.com. So just go in there, download it, and then upload it to your desktop or your font files, and it should be put into Affinity once you got it in here. So here's a couple of things, or a bunch of things that you may need to know. So we're going to break this down here. First of all of these have a black background. So make that the black background on your artboard. It's using a brush style font, in this case Edo or Edo. White text, right? White on black, good contrast, big font, good contrast, easy to read. It's center align, which means that everything is centered. You can kind of see a line down the middle here. There's equal space on the right and the left. There's a tighter line spacing, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Tighten it up here. There's 4 short words and 4 lines. So you notice none of these are very long, except this one has the most letters, 5 letters. This has 5 letters as well, 3 and a comma, 3 and a period here. So somewhere between 5 and 4, 3, I think you can do it. And then 4 lines, of course. And then it fits the tall rectangle space, right? So that's kind of what we're wanting to do on here. So you can see I recreated it here. I'm going to show you how to create it. So first, you may start off with a white background. So if it is white like this, change this to CMYK right here. It might be in RGB. I like using CMYK. And then change the background to black. Boom, 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 100% all the way there. Boom, that's first step. Second step is, let's get the font. So right here in the text tool, click on that. Click on here and start typing Jesus. You can see I'm using the wrong font, so I'll highlight. I'm going to double click on it, come in here on all, and then you can just scroll down if you have already uploaded it to Edo or Edo right here. Boom. And change the colors to white. Right now I have blue, so I'm going to change that to white. And we don't need an outline. So this is outline, this or stroke, and this is fill. And there we go. And I'm just going to do Jesus and then hit enter for space, loves. And you can see that the line spacing here is not as tight as this one here, but we're going to do it again. U, comma, bro, period. And you can see by default it's also left aligned instead of centered. So I'm going to highlight everything, just click on here and drag over it. Up here is the alignment, so you can see by default it's left aligned. Click on here, go to center aligned, and then here is the line spacing right here. You can see, you can click on this and kind of scroll down until you reach one that you like. If it's too big, let's say it's in between 144 and this one, so I'm going to click on 144 and then click on this and change it to maybe 160. Let's see how that, whoops, I only did 16. 160. Boom, that kind of looks like it. You may want to go 170, 170, boom. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this tool here. This is the move tool, and grab my corner and just drag it. It kind of looks tight in here too, so what I'm going to do is going to highlight all of these, hit hold down option and your right arrow and kind of space it out here. I think it just remembered tightening it up for one of the other ones that I did later on, so I'll show you how to do the reverse. So this is the letter spacing in between. Holding down option, left arrow tightens it, right arrow makes it a little bigger. So bigger, 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 more spacing, left, less spacing, and we want somewhere in between there. Okay, I think we did it, right? Super easy. And then fill that space and kind of center it. So you can use some of these tools here up here to center it, align, horizontal center. Now, I would say don't do Jesus Loves You, Bro, because that's already taken. Here are some ideas that you can do for Father's Day. Best dad ever. You can see 4 letters, 3 letters, 4 and a comma, 3 and a period. Or maybe vacay mode all day for the summer, right? So this is 5 letters for, so think of words, and you can ask ChatGPT to think of words or 4-letter sentence that only has 3 to 5 letter words in it, and you know, you might get something cool like that. So that's what would be my suggestion. You can use these, or you can come up with your own, or make a whole bunch. This can be a whole series of stuff. Just don't do the Jesus loves you, bro, because that's already done. And if you're doing this exact font with the exact phrase, it's going to be copyrighted and you will get a takedown. So don't. I'm showing you how to do it. I'm just saying not to do this one right here. It's fine if you do a different phrase, but if you're using the exact font and the exact phrase, you will get a takedown. So don't do that. All right. Next one here is this one. It says me and you and your mama and your cousin too. I think that could be from a song. It does sound kind of interesting. Let me know if you know where that comes from. But the font here is Helvetica Bold. You should have that already pre-installed, or you can go to Adobe Fonts, or you could use Arial, which is similar to Helvetica Bold. Not exactly the same, but and some of the things you may notice about this is it has the black background, right? It's a sans serif font, which means there's no serifs. You can see clean at the bottom here. It is white text. White on black works a lot. You'll see this a lot on t-shirts. Left align instead of centered align. We're going to show you how to do that. It's just as easy as doing centered line. And it's a tighter line and letter spacing. So we're going to do that again, bring it in and down. And then list of 4 or more lines. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5 right here. But these are 4 things, right? Me, you, your mama, your cousin, and then that. And then there's an and at the end of each one. So that's kind of the style of this too. It used to be very popular. I think it still is. Just this simple thing here. So this is the one I did. Let me show you how to do it. Again, we know how to do the black background. You can see it's 100%, just like the last one. I'm going to do the text tool right here. Click on it, and I'm going to start typing in me and of course it remembered the last font that we used. So let's change the font. Double click on his to highlight all of it. Come in here to the fonts up top here. We're going to type in Helvetica, H-E-L-V. You can see it's right there. There's also Helvetica New. I'm just going to use regular Helvetica. And then instead of regular, I'm going to do bold like that. And then I'm going to hit enter. And then U, Y-O-U, and you can see it's pretty tight. The letter spacing is okay, but the line spacing needs adjustment, but we'll do that later. You and yo, remember the first letter of this is capital, and then oh, mama is also capital, and yo cousin 2, period. All right, so only thing I think we need to do, since we already got the letter spacing from the other one, is the line spacing. So line spacing again is up here, you can see, and let's see what we got. Whoa. So 144 again is too small. I'm gonna go here, let's see, 160. I think that's pretty good. Maybe 165. Let's try this 165. Boom. I believe there's a shortcut to that, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. So if you know the shortcut to adjusting that, then you can use that too. So there you go. Pretty easy, this one. Very simple font, very simple to do. White on black. We're just doing the line spacing and line height spacing, or space between lines and space between letters, kind of crunching it in. So of course, like I said on the other one, don't do these exact words because you will get a copyright takedown, may lose your account. You don't want to do that if you're just starting out. But here are some other words you could use. Maybe foods that go together, right? So for Thanksgiving foods, you got turkey and gravy and stuffing and mashed potatoes, or words that actually go together, north and east and west and south. You could use names, but the problem with using names is usually they're talking about famous people and you want to stay away from that. So if you're doing the cast of Friends, for example, I would stay away from that. But if there's just like generic names like him and her or me and whatever, I think those kinds of pronouns could work. But think of other things that go together. This is a great way to put a grouping of things for your niche. So if your niche is about motorcycles, for example, maybe you can say different types of things on a motorcycle. Or if you're talking about, maybe you have, I don't know, your design is about swords or medieval things, maybe you can put a list of medieval things, or so on. Whatever your niche is, I think you could work this in to the design. Just think of a grouping of things for your niche, or a niche that you're doing for. So it could also be, I guess you could do this for Mother's and Father's Day too. This could also be a personalized thing if you're selling on Etsy and not Amazon. You could do offer a personalized thing of people's names for them. So if a family wants to get a design like this that they're all wearing, that could be kind of fun if they have 4 or 5. It kind of only works between maybe 4 and 5 things. If you have a family of 6 or 7, this might get too tight, but I think 3 to 6 names could work. All right, that was the second one. Pretty cool. We're getting a little harder here. So I couldn't find this font, retired under new management. So I'm using DCC-Ash. You can see it's not exactly close, but it does have that distressed text on it, and it's 100% free, which is nice on the font. Some of the similarities here of the last one: black background, sans serif, but a distressed sans serif. See, no serifs on here. White and all caps, orange all caps. So we got a secondary color here. Center align, or center justified align. So we're gonna have to like stretch things out. I'll show you how to do that. It's a tighter line and letter spacing in between. I'm going to show you a different way to do that than before. Bigger and smaller words, which is not as easy, but it's not difficult at all. And then there's 2 lines in between these two. So let's try this. You can see this is what I did on here. I'm going to, again, start with the text tool. Click on here. Type in the word retired. And then use that DCC font. Come in here. I'm close to it. I can just scroll up here and see DCC Ash there. Oh, all caps, right? So I'll hold down caps lock again and type in retired. And the spacing is too close now, so I'm going to hold down that option and go right until it looks kind of good. Maybe that one right there. And then I'm going to just drag this until it's the right size, like right there. One thing I like to do for these is, first of all, center the top word. So I'm going to come in here and center it. And then I'm going to use guides. So I'm going to drag from the ruler this guide right here. You can see right here I'm dragging from the ruler and going right there like that. So what's this going to do is help me align these other ones. So let's do the words first. I'm going to click on this and hold down Option, click, and Shift, and drag. So Option, Shift, click, and drag. And then I'm going to double click on here and type in under new. And I'm going to make this smaller. Click on my Move tool here and grab a corner. And now I can align it to the guides. See that? I'm going to do the same again. So you're going to get really good at this. Click on this. With the Move tool, not the text tool. Click on this, Option, hold down Shift, click on this and drag, and you'll make a copy. I'm going to double click on this and type in management. There you go. Again, Move tool, click on the corner, move it in. See how easy that is to kind of center justify it. I'm just aligning it to there. So let's do one more. Click on this, Option, click, drag, Shift, click, drag, and we're going to type in see wife for details. All right, and then boom, click on the corner, make sure it's like that. Now this one I spelled wrong. I did it here too. Details. Did I? Oh, dyslexia. That it's AI. Yeah, There you go. See the eye for details. I actually left the eye out in there. I'm gonna double click on it and color it 100% yellow and maybe like, I don't know, 30% magenta here for an orange. And then all we need is the line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna option click drag this retired, bring it down here and double click on it. And I'm gonna use one of these, not that one. I'm gonna hold down shift. No, not that one. Maybe it is that one. Maybe option. No, I think it was the shift. So I'm holding down shift and that one right next to the 0 for the long one here. And I'm just gonna grab it and bring it like that. And then I'm gonna do 3 of them. So I'm just gonna make this one here. I'm gonna option shift drag it until it kind of overlaps like that. And option shift drag it until it reaches the end there. There you go. That's kind of cool, right? So I'm gonna click all of these and hit Command G and group it. And then kind of center it in between and then center it in between this one here. Maybe move this wife down a little bit. There you go. Pretty cool, right? Now again, even though I'm using a different font, I probably wouldn't use the same letters. It's not an exact copy, but it's so close that you may get a takedown on this. So here are some ideas for some words that you can use. Longer word on top, 2 shorter words here. Awesome, like my daughter. My daughter gave me this. Or, hey bruh, I survived 6-7, I'm now 8 years old. Something like that. The joke or the joke is this one, the orange one, right? So it's a little longer, so that's kind of, try and make the joke here, and then the end of the joke, or the, I don't know what you call that, but the thing that makes the jokes funny is this part right here. So the one that stands out. So try and think of something, and then another joke. So I'm sure you could ask ChatGPT for some, but yeah, have it fit in here. Kind of use kind of the same spacing, try it out to see if it works. Like my is a lot taller, so I think it still works. So you might have to try out some words on here that and see if the layout actually works on this. So there are some ideas. You could probably do some funny jokes for summer or other things on here. All right, moving along here. This one is number 4, and we have a lot more colors. So one of the things here is I couldn't find this font either, but I found this kind of cartoony font here. It's called Super Cartoon, 100% free on thefont.com. Again, this has a black background. I'm using a cartoon font, also sans serif, but more cartoon. Colorful text, lots of different colors. You'll notice it goes kind of the color covers the spectrum. It starts off with white and then it kind of goes blue, green, yellow, orange, red, right? So kind of the rainbow of colors. If you need to add more, you can just kind of get something in between these colors. Justified, center aligned. So just like we did with the last one, kind of stretching it out. Tighter line spacing and letter spacing. This one has 6 or more lines because of the colors here, and it's basically a list of things. In this case, it's listing the years, the months, the days, the hours, the minutes, of seconds of being awesome. And let me show you how to do this one. In fact, I'm going to do this one pretty quick. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to show you kind of, because it's pretty much the same as the other one. But we're going to do 9 years like that. And we're going to double click on it. And we're going to go here for cartoon, right? Super, I think it was super cartoon. Super, whoops, make sure we got all of it. Super cartoon, there we go. Click on that. Again, you can download it for free from the font and then stretch it out. And we're going to do the exact same thing like the other one. Once you have this here, do the guides here like that. And double click on it, start with white here like that. And then you just do the same thing, option shift drag, come down, 108 months. Now the colors, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just gonna start, like you can start with, the nice thing about using CMYK is you can kind of start with cyan here, or maybe a lower cyan like this, maybe a 50%. And then when you do your next one, you can start adding in like a yellow like this, and maybe take down the cyan. So you're gonna kind of go for the green eventually, right? And then come in here and maybe up the cyan and make this down like that. And then when you do the next one, you can go up with the yellow and all the way down with the cyan. You see what I'm doing? And then as you do this one, maybe you can up the magenta now, and the cyan comes down. And when you get down here, eventually you're going to come to a point where you have less yellow and more magenta, and at the end you're just going to be like either full magenta, or with you can also do a full red and just have the magenta come up while keeping the yellow at the top here. So this one would have yellow at the top and kind of like that. So that's the fun way to do kind of a color gradient or rainbow gradient. You can see I did a different one here, and of course you would change the words here, but I just want to show you how to color it. Of course, don't copy these words again, same thing goes, but here are some other ideas. I did 100 days of school, so I typed in all the numbers 1 through 10, then 11 through 20, then 21 through 30, and so on with the different colors. You can see a lot more lines than the other one. And then this one's just a long sentence, so in order for you to insult me, I must first respect you and value your opinion. Nice try though. So you can also do kind of a long sentence. I think this one has to be the punchline, these last two words though. That's the word, punchline of the joke. So of being awesome, 100 days of school, actually not a punchline, but the main thing. Nice try though is the kind of the punchline. All right, last one. Thanks for staying with me so long, but this one is, I think, the funnest one to do, and you can actually scale this one. This one is using the font College Slab, 100% free again from the font, black background, slab serif. So the serifs are like this rectangle kind of thing. All caps again. Colored text with a white outline. Now it doesn't have to be a white outline. It can be a yellow outline or whatever. You can kind of mix and match, but that's what this one has, is a white outline. Center aligned. It's only one word, so it's centered through the whole thing. Tighter line space or letter spacing in between. One word, and this is important, between 6 and 9 letters. So you don't want something super short and you don't want something super long. It kind of has to fit in between that. And then arch with straight sides. So let's build this really quick here. The text, come in here, click on here, and I'm going to type in Georgia. You can see this is not the right text. I'm going to double click on this and do my college slab. So I'm kind of in here, type in college, and then we got college slab. I got a bunch of college ones actually. College slab here. Now, again, highlight the whole thing, hold down Option, left arrow to tighten it up. It's kind of tight actually. Don't want it to totally touch, but you kind of want to get it close. All right, and then I'm going to make it bigger like this to kind of fill that space. I'm going to make it red, so 100% yellow, 100% magenta. And then this is where you do it. You come in here, click the Move tool, and then I believe it's the vector one, and then new warp group, and I'm going to go with quad right there. Now I'm going to have to make a center one, so I'm kind of eyeballing the center. Click right there with your arrow, white arrow, and eventually you'll do it. There you go. And then click on both of these. So you got this one and this one, and you're going to move it up. So kind of estimating maybe like right there. I'm eyeballing it, of course. And then what you want to do is also bring these up. So the top ones, do that, and then make it even taller. Great, something like that. And then now we just have to bend the curves. So take these ones from this corner, this corner here, and bend it up. See that? Kind of following it. You have to do this on the bottom here too, like this. And then this one here, like that. And then this one here, like this. I totally forgot to put the outline, but I think you can do it after the fact. So let's go click on this move tool here, and let's find it in here. There it is. So I'm going to open the layers here. Here it is. Let's see if we can add the white. There we go. Yeah. And then if we want to make the white thicker, we go to stroke here, and I have it at 3, maybe 8. So you can see it's not exactly like that one that I did, but it's pretty close. There you go. It's pretty close to this one. You might want to do it taller. I think I got pretty close. Now you could do other words like Kentucky or other cities or states or countries. I think countries would be safe. You may not be safe again with if you're targeting like football or basketball or those kinds of things. I think they're going to crack down on those. But you could do words like sup bruh or amazing or legendary or things like that that are not trademarked or copyrighted. So I think countries would be pretty safe. Cities in the United States, they may think that you're doing something for basketball and may reject it. So try something else and try different colors too. Here's a different color than that one, which is a different color than that one. Could be really fun. So, and once you do this, you could actually put a pattern in it. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but I've seen that as popular too, where it has this arch text, but also has kind of a flower pattern in it or something like that. So have fun. Hopefully this was really helpful for you. You can kind of see the breakdown of all of these and use these fonts. A lot of these are free on the font, except for this Helvetica one. It should actually be pre-installed in your app here. So if not, find a sans serif one that looks like it. Well, there's lots of them that look kind of like this anyway. So hopefully this was really helpful for you. Hopefully you can do a lot of these text designs and get you started on print on demand if you haven't started already, or give you more designs to upload if you're already on print on demand. So there you go, 5 different text designs in Affinity by Canva for free. Try it out, test it out, see how you like it. If you want to do another tutorial for Affinity by Canva, want something a little more complex, I'll put this one right here. You can follow along and try this. This has the 4 brush strokes and is very popular right now, especially during the Easter time. I think you can use it for other things. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.